Um, let's see if we can get this going. Hello, hello. I believe I am going live on Facebook. Not sure. There we go. Hey, it's Sally, and I promised a video about how to bump yourself out of a funk. Now, we all get low. We're human, right? And so, if you find yourself getting up in the morning, and this is, something will happen, something will trigger it. Some person will act some kind of way. But let's just do the normal, everyday sort of grumpy grumpies. We're going to start with that one. You know how you open your eyes in the morning and something just isn't right? Maybe you had bad dreams, or maybe you're not feeling it, or it doesn't matter. But there's some sort of, feeling like, eh. This is what you do. What I notice when I'm in one of these moods. You can choose to focus on that. And you can say, this is wrong and this is bad, grump and gripe and read it right and get all into it and create a whole energy of mood. And that's what most of us do. But just like how you catch a toddler right before they do something wrong and you go, what are you doing? Come here. Or something like that. That's what you're going to do to your little toddler brain if it wants to wander off into the darkness when you first open your eyes or when you catch yourself slinking down. That's the first thing you do. So, number one, the first thing you're going to do is stop and say, what are you doing? How is this helping you? And then you go full on Scarlett O'Hara. I'm not going to think about that right now. If this makes me feel bad, I'm going to focus on something that brings my vibration up, and then I can deal with it. We're not going to bury it. We don't bury things, but we're just going to go, I'm not going to let that drag me down right now. Don't resist it. You're just going to focus over here. If over on this side of the road is all garbage cans and rotting trash, and this side is the beautiful ocean, which direction are you going to look when you're driving the car? Let's look towards the beautiful ocean. It doesn't mean you're ignoring that there's garbage cans over there. Okay? So bring your spirits up yourself. Now, what if you're in this funk and you've been in this funk for a while because you have actually sat there and created the whole mood of life is bad. I'm never going to get out of this house again. I'm never going to find a job. All these stories of I'm never and I am. And they're all negative because we've created that with our words, with our voice, with our focus. So, what do we do to bump out of that? One of the first things to do to change your energy is change your state. So if you're sitting still, get moving. If you're moving, stop moving. Right? If you're pacing, stop moving, sit down. The next thing you're going to do, if you're super upset, and I mean really upset, one of the best things to do to calm yourself is something called brushing. And of course, I don't have my props, but what you're going to do is you're going to take a soft brush and brush down your arms, especially the insides of your arms. Now take your hand and just brush down from your biceps down all the way down to your hand, just down the inside of your arm. You'll see it's very calming. And you can do the same thing with your legs. Brush, brush. And as you brush, you're going to say, I am getting better and better every minute. I am feeling better and better every minute. Every minute I feel calmer and calmer. Every minute I feel more and more peaceful. So just do those little brush. I mean, if you don't have the brush, just use your hand. Stroke down the outsides of your arms, just stroke. And what that does energetically is it takes the pent up, bound up energy that is pressing. I mean, it almost feels like it presses on you sometimes, right? It's almost like you have to walk around hunching your shoulders because of the pressure of the bad mood, right? So it takes that bound up energy and it brushes it off and out of our person. And you just keep stroking down your arms, the insides of your arms, the outsides of your arms, saying, I am feeling better and better. Every minute, I get better and better. I feel lighter and lighter. I feel more and more at peace. Just tell yourself these things. Just keep doing it until you calm yourself down. I have gotten myself out of a full panic attack with that. Seriously, where I stop and go, what are you doing? and sat down and forced myself to breathe in a rhythmic way and rub myself that way. It really does help. Now, the next thing you can do to get yourself out of a funk, and I want you to notice that when you're in an anger funk or a frustration funk, you stop breathing. Everybody does it. You're only breathing up. You'll notice that if you have to, like, all of a sudden when you're just walking through your day, have to go, that means you've been holding your breath. And breath is life. So stop and do some counted breaths. That will get you out of a funk. How many counted breaths? Well, it's up to you. There are 3 ways to do counted breaths. They're to bring yourself lower. You exhale longer than you breathe in. That brings your energy down. To get yourself balanced, you inhale and exhale to the same amount. So it would be a 4 count to breathe in, a 4 count to hold in between breaths. It's very important. And a 4 count to exhale. That's to bring balance to your life. That's something that really, really works. We never think to do these really simple things. Just breathe in to the count of 4, hold your breath to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4. Now, if you want to get yourself lower down and calm yourself, you breathe in to the count of 5, you hold to the count of 7, and you exhale to the count of 9. It really just brings that energy right on down. So you breathe in to the count of 5, and I usually breathe in through my nose. I hold my breath to the count of 7 and blow out like I'm blowing out a candle, restricted exhale to the count of 9, where you have to actually push the air out a little bit. That does calm you. Now, another thing, if your brain is whirling, if you're in a funk where your brain is like, the hamsters are just going crazy in your head, this is a breathing technique that really, really helps. Now, sometimes you have to sit there and do it for half an hour. But after your brain gets used to it, it really works. So you take your fingers and your thumb and you put your middle finger here, and your baby finger there. So you put these 2 fingers here and your here. There we go. Your thumb on this side and your baby finger on this side. And it's called alternate nostril breathing. If you don't know what it is, what you do is you close one nostril. I'm using my thumb like that to close one nostril. And I breathe in. And then I exhale. And then breathe in one more time. And then switch nostrils and exhale. See that? And then you're going to breathe in, exhale, switch. Breathe in, exhale, switch. That's how you do it. Okay? Excuse me. And what that does is it allows your mind to focus on something that's an activity. Plus, it actually shifts the energy from one side to the other, from one side to the other. Now, one of the next things you can do when you find yourself you're being depressed, and that's a long funk. If you are truly feeling depressed, one of the best things to do is aerobic exercise. Honestly, that's just a proven thing. So you force your body to move in a rhythmic way and breathe in a rhythmic way. Running, hiking, walking, bike riding, dancing, swimming, any kind of a rhythmic activity with even yoga. Rhythmic activity that you breathe and move with a rhythmic fashion it'll help shift the depression away. Because depression is about a slowing down, a lowering of the vibrations. Your brain, it actually, if it goes on for a long time, it can actually change your DNA. So you want to nip that in the bud and move, 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 move. Rhythmic breath and physical movement. So when you wake up in the morning and you're in a grumpy grump mood, know that it's what you choose to focus on. Like here's an example. Say you don't want to have to do something. So you're feeling, some kind of way about having to do it anyway, right? So say you don't feel like doing that. And so you start telling yourself grumpy, grumpy, gripe, gripe about it. And then say you're trying to put on your shoe and it won't go on. You're like jumping around trying to put it grumpy, grumpy, gripe, gripe. And what if you fall over while you're trying to put on your shoe? That's hilarious. But what if you do? Grumpy, grumpy, gripe, gripe. So now you have set up this expectation of grumpy, grumpy. So now you go out to your car. Say, what if it doesn't start first time? Or what if it does start, but you forgot something and you have to go back in the house and get something? Grumpy, grumpy, gripe, gripe, gripe. You've created a whole mood around yourself. Now get on out on the road. Grumpy, grumpy, gripe, gripe. Honk, honk. Fuck you, right? Ooh, you got a whole energy field around you now. A whole big 16-foot energy field of watch it. Next person you meet, they're going to feel that energy of grumpy, grumpy, gripe, gripe. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to hand it right back to you. And you're going to say, oh, those people are such burr, burr, burr. No, they're reflecting. They're your mirror. They're reflecting what you handed to them. So if that's not what you want out of life, if that's not how you want to be in life, give yourself permission to cut it out. It's as simple as that. One of the fastest ways to get yourself out of a grumpy, grump, gripe, gripe is to laugh. If you can't laugh at anything else, laugh at yourself. Seriously. If you got serious, listen to one of the comedy stations. If you can remember something funny, start thinking about something funny. If that doesn't work, instantly pop into gratitude. You cannot be grumpy and grateful at the same time. It's impossible. It is possible to get yourself out of a funk. And the responsibility is not the other people in your life. They're not here to make you happy. They're not here to coddle you when you're in a bad mood. No, you're not a 3-year-old child. In fact, even 3-year-olds don't get coddled when they're in bad moods, do they? So, it's up to you. Notice what you're focusing on. If you're focusing on the world is bad to me and I hate you all, that's exactly what the world is going to give you. So, go forth. Do all those little tricks. They do work. I have used each one of those in turn to get out of a bad mood. Because me, I like to be happy. I don't want to bury this stuff. Now, if you've got something big going on, like a real big stressor, give yourself 15 minutes to worry about it. And then, boop, that's done. And then later on, give yourself another 15 minutes to worry about it. And when you get to a problem that you can't solve, quit it. Then it's done. Okay? I hope this helps. We don't want you feeling bad. And there's nothing you can do about COVID. So enjoy the ride. Thanks, you guys. Hi, Judith, and you're welcome. Bye, guys.